Okay, welcome to week number 11, where we'll talk about recreation, attractions, and clubs. So, in last week's content, we talked about the interesting things about multiplier effect and the taxes that can be raised for the cities and locations. And some of what happens with that goes to fund government-sponsored recreation. Thinking about parks, recreation, leisure services. Um, so we can, of course, think of several examples of that in San Francisco. We also think about the national parks in the United States. The National Park Service was founded in 1916. So a lot of times, and it's been great because I've had students in previous semesters that actually really have a desire to go into this part of hospitality because of their love of nature. Think about the TV show Parks and Recs. It's been a couple of years now, but that would be something in that similar realm as well. And so when you're thinking about recreation, in addition to the government-sponsored recreations of the national parks, there's also commercial recreation in the form of theme parks. Again, not only thinking about in our own backyard with Great America and Six Flags that we have here in our Bay Area, but Knott's Berry Farm, which started actually in the 1920s. Of course, we can't talk about this portion without thinking about Mr. Walt Disney and the Magic Kingdom, as well as Disneyland, Epcot Center, Hollywood Studios, Universal Studios, and then the divisions of SeaWorld and all of the different attractions they have. One of the more interesting ones that I wasn't as familiar with, Hershey's, started in the 1900s. It is in Pennsylvania and became a theme park, actually starting as a park for their employees and then expanded into being available for customers as well. And so then some other regional theme parks, Dollywood, Legoland, which is in San Diego, Gatorland, Wet and Wild, and then animal attractions such as zoos, right? We have the San Francisco Zoo, we have the Oakland Zoo, we have aquariums. So all of those are things to think about as well. Some of the, heritage tourism, thinking about the historic places, and really we're thinking about why people are traveling. We want to give people reasons to travel. Sometimes it's for work and business. If it's for recreation and leisure, what are they coming for? And so it goes into other historical places. You can think about the National Register of Historical Places in the United States. And some of the items are listed here. Monticello, the home of Thomas Jefferson, the French Quarter in New Orleans, the Liberty Bell in Philadelphia. What do we have in San Francisco? Probably the Golden Gate Bridge, the only moving historical landmark, which is the cable cars. Really love to talk about this topic, especially in San Francisco, because we have so much to offer in this arena. We have museums and other kinds of performance arts as well. And so your assignment for this week is actually to think about our city of San Francisco, or really the Bay Area, and how it has something to offer for everyone in the realm of recreation and attractions, right? With national parks and theme parks and such. And lastly, in this week's content, thinking about clubs. And when I think about this term, I usually think about country clubs. And when I think about country clubs, I think of some of the cliches of having a golf course attached to it, things like that. But on the screen here, you'll see there's a couple of different other types of clubs, athletic clubs, right? I think about like racquetball. I think pickleball is probably gaining a lot of popularity right now. Usually clubs have some kind of membership. Sometimes it's a common activity or hobby or something like that. They'll have a lounge or restaurant. Many have banquet facilities. Initiation fees can be up to $250,000, which is pretty crazy. yacht clubs. Actually, San Francisco has a couple of yacht clubs as well. So it would be a place where you can store your boat, and then have some kind of exclusivity, I think is the term I would think of when I think about these clubs. A little bit of a sense of entitlement if I'm a member, right? And also the management of these clubs could be similar to things that we've already talked about, right? Restaurants, lounges, banquet facilities, all very similar in nature to what we've spoken about previously with food and beverage, and some of the hotels. It's just the added opportunity to incorporate some recreation that you might see in some resorts as well. So again, introducing this as a type of hospitality that you might not have thought of before. So expanding the different career options that you might have. So I hope that you've thought about this portion of hospitality in a little different way, maybe learned a little something. And please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions. Have a great week ahead.